Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back at it again. And hey, it's April. I didn't forget about you. I got it done before April was over. But we're going to do our unboxing for Privada Cigar Club. Today, we are rocking the Woke Hot bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon, 94 proof. Actually, excuse me, 90 proof. Gets the job done. Something that I really enjoy. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have it with this Olivia Melanano. So box press action on here. Nice little stick. And because of the way that it is shaped, I'm absolutely stuck with using my new favorite cutter. It is made by Benchmade. Super dope little cutter here. Comes out, snaps out. It's a guillotine style cutter, and I just really enjoy this thing. I think it's a 1095 type steel. Keep this thing lubricated, keep this thing clean. You shouldn't have to worry about any rust issues. So I definitely am excited about that. Got that Jeremy Sears all brass ashtray that I've been rocking since around November. And this ashtray is pretty cool. Starting to develop a little bit of patina, which is what I want. A little patina action. But this thing is heavy duty. It's 8-pound ashtray. Jeremy Sears. I don't know if you check out his channel every now and again, but super duper unique. For me, smoking cigars is all about the experience, right? And a part of the experience is little stuff like this. Your cutter, the glass that you drink out of. Here, I got my little Zippo pouch holders, right? These are little mag pouches that you can connect to a bag. And I keep my favorite Zippos, or in this case, I'm using a Thunderbird lighter with a soft butane insert in it. Really, really cool. I enjoy it. I think it works a little bit better than my Zippo, only because of the fact that it's soft, but it's the one strike versus the Zippo's butane soft. You have to hold it down. So it's just all about the experience for me. So I got everything. I just want to put everything out there that I'm using for my unboxing. You know, this is my kind of my man cave ashtray. I got an ashtray I use at my desk. I got an ashtray I use when I'm smoking on a workbench. You know, I keep a smaller little ashtray when I'm sitting at my desk. It's just like a one ashtray, and it puts out cigars as well. And today we're going to be using this mini Benchmade bug out in this beautiful orange color that I picked up a few weeks ago. This thing has been treating me really well. Doesn't really have a safety on it, but it does get the job done. It's really sharp, really good steel on it. Something you got to make sure that you keep lubricated, keep clean. Should last you for years once again. So as a reminder, Privada Cigar Club, it is one of those clubs that just like a lot of the cigar clubs that exist, you know, you pay $25 a month plus I think $5.95 flat rate shipping, and you get sent 3 cigars a month. And along with those 3 cigars, you get some tasting notes, some pairing notes. And when you go to Privada Cigar Club's website, you actually give them a little bit of information about your palate, right? Do you like cigars that have a barnyard taste? Do you like peppery cigars? You know, do you enjoy a more of a sweet or tolerable cigar? You're gonna, you know, and they help form your palate. I've been a part of Privada Cigar Club since like August of last year. And I like this so much that I opted to actually join their Farmed Road, you know, section, which we'll talk more about that later. But they come nice and packaged. So you get the packaging itself, Privada Cigar Club label, well packaged. I got this thing like 4 or 5 days ago, and I have not been worried about my cigars drying out. You normally, with other clubs, I'm getting my cigars and I'm trying to rush to the humidor. Otherwise, things are going to go bad fast. But for me, I ain't got to worry about this shit going out. I'm just ready to rock and roll. And so use a challenge coin to cover my drink. It's a challenge coin I got when I was in the Marine Corps for one of the units I was with. So I use this on top of my little glass because, you know, I got little gnats that fly around my garage every now and again, and they'll find their way to my bourbon because it does have a sweet smell to it. You know, with that being said, let's get this going real quick. This thing has a good draw. I give them that. I'm not a big fan of the cigar shop that sold this. They put on top of the band their own like label, I guess, to know for the purposes of how to price it out. I don't like that. That glue could accidentally get onto the wrapper and affect the taste. This one didn't really quite get on the wrapper, but I'm just not a big fan of that. If you can't have an inventory processing system where you just type in the name of the cigar or, you know, something like that, then you need to find something else out. But hey, I digress. So for this month, we're coming in. Whoa, buddy. I love it. I love Lancerno cigars. This is only like, I think the third Lancerno cigar I got with them. I think I had, I can't remember the name of that cigar that has the cowboy on it. I don't know. I'll find out the name of that thing, but I love a good Lancerno cigar. You got the Blanco, has a really unique looking band to it. And then you have more of a little pudgy thing here. Definitely looks like it could be box press. Not quite sure. So as I mentioned, you know, everything comes with this little pairing notes and tasting notes, and they give you what they think you should pair it up with. So the first one I have here is the Blanco number 5, aged 11 months. This thing here, David Blanco, you may have heard of him. He's had a line of cigars for years now. It talks about a little bit of background about each cigar. This specific one here has just a really, really nice looking band on it. It's unique. It's called the Blanco, but the band is purple and white. Tasting notes, it says the body has a little bit of sweet hay, cocoa butter, and a little faint vinegar note. Okay, faint vinegar note. On the foot, you get rich tobacco. On the cold draw, I get a rich tobacco flavor. You know, he says he's reminded with like bread with flour and sugar. The first third, he gets floral, sesame seed, wheat toast, and buttered. It has a little bit of pepper on the tongue with some minerals. Further along the stick, you get heavy florals and some nice cedar. Sesame seed oil. All right, so these are a lot of flavors that I normally don't get when I eat or when I smoke a cigar, rather. So what I normally would try to do is throughout the month, because I won't smoke these in April. This is my April box. I'll probably smoke these sometime in May, but I'm still pretty full up in my humidor here. But what I'll do is throughout the month, I'll eat or try some of the pairing and tasting notes so that I can try to develop my palate. And if I can develop that palate, it makes it easier to actually gain or understand some of these tasting notes. So he suggests pairing this after breakfast. This is definitely, I would mess with this with a breakfast cigar, buttered toast, dried fruits, cognac, aged rum, Belgian beers, 1 hour after anything cinnamon, light roast coffee, fireball, bourbon, root beer after a steak. I mean, it seems like you can smoke this like whenever. I think they should have just said smoke this. Just, you know, smoke it, right? Wake up and smoke this is basically what I'm getting from this thing. Pretty interesting cigar. The next one, the El Titan de Bron Sumatra Lancerno, aged 12 months. So it's not aged that long, but I mean, it's still just a really, it's a Lancerno. I mean, what else can I say? Sometimes they hard to get a good draw on a Lancerno. Sometimes it's hard to get the flavor notes. I really like them. I always think they're a good smoke. For me, I usually could keep a good Lancerno on hand because I just really enjoy these. So for this, he has faint dried apricot on the body, slight tobacco and apricot on the foot. The cold draw is a fresh flower bouquet and slight cedar. And then he talks about it gets clean and oaky with powdery smoke. Powdery smoke. That's one thing I love about a lot of Lancerno cigars. If you can get them lit right, sometimes you have to use a cigar divot tool and different stuff like that. But if you can get those things going right, like, it's just something I really enjoy. He says he suggests pairing this with RC Cola. So I don't know if I've seen RC Cola in my local grocery store soda aisle. I'll check it out. Scotch from the Highlands. So my wife just bought me some scotch from the Highlands. I haven't tried it yet. You know, scotch from different regions has different flavors. My first experience with scotch was like gasoline. It tastes like trash. I mean, it was horrible. Then I had this like sweet, buttery, pretty good looking scotch, and I kind of enjoyed it. You know, I'm okay with trying a decent scotch and possibly filling that flavor out and enjoying it. He also suggests anything vanilla, Hennessy XO or VSOP. I'm not a big fan of Hennessy. Like, a lot of people like Hennessy. I'm just not a big fan of it. After Thai food, lager, chilled white wine, Jack Daniels, vanilla pudding, creamed filled caramels, medium roast coffee. So this list of pairing notes is going to be hard for me. I'm willing to try the scotch. I'm definitely willing to try the medium roast coffee. The Jack Daniels I can get down with. Jack Daniels doesn't want to be called a bourbon, even though they're a bourbon. I guess they just want to be a whiskey, but I would get down with the Jack Daniels. But I'm definitely excited about that El Titan, right? Last but not least, we have the Twin Pines, and this has a time on it. It says 1:16 a.m. I don't know the significance of that. Maybe that's the time when the band was put on. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up because I'm not seeing anything that with the significance of the time on it. It does say Old Man Peabody, Twin Pines Ranch, California. So this is it has some sweet piney fruit on the bottom, apricot and wood on the foot, cinnamon raisin bread. This seems like this is going to be creamy. The wrapper is a little deceiving because the wrapper would lead me to believe that it's going to be a little peppery. That's why you can't really judge a cigar by its looks, because just from the looks of the wrapper, I would be led to believe that it's going to be peppery. It might be musky, because I'm used to anything that has a Connecticut look. Like this wrapper that's next to this here is a little bit lighter. So this first one, the Blanco, has a lighter wrapper to it compared to the Twin Pines. So he also says it has a burnt toast and a lemon citrus espresso with lemon rye bread. Okay. He suggests pairing this with a scotch, an IPA, black dark roast coffee, dark chocolate, porter, stout beers, and have a Guinness with this coffee infused spirits. I do like coffee infused spirits. I don't know if they're talking about like Kahlua. Like, does Kahlua count as coffee infused spirits? I don't know, but so these are the cigars from the main box. So I paid $25 for these, right? I'm just curious, like, how much are these worth? And you can't always base your box based on the cigars that you get. But if you're just wondering, is it bang for the buck? All right, so just looking at the Blanco, the very first one we looked at, that one's $11 a stick. So this El Titan de Bronze is $12 a stick. So right there, we are at $23 for 2 sticks. And I can't even find this Twin Pines cigar. But if the Twin Pines cigar is worth more than $2, then you're winning with your cigars for the month. Let's see. Yeah, I cannot find this Twin Pines cigars. So like I say, I'm assuming this thing's worth more than $2. So at the end of the day, you're winning with the box for this month. It's obviously worth more than $25. So that's always a good thing. So, you know, along with my normal Privada Cigar Club box, I also pay for what's called the Farmed Road. And so the Farmed Road, you pay an additional $20. They send you 4 cigars. They can come from some pretty exclusive, high class type factories. but it's just good to know that you're kind of getting your bang for your buck. He gives you a little bit of tasting notes and a little bit of the time of the day he believes you should smoke the farmed road. He also gives you a little area on the back to review your cigars and write some notes yourselves. I tend to just write my notes. My little cigar Bible that I keep back here, and I paste the band into the book itself, and kind of gives me a reminder what I do and don't like. But let's rip it open and take a look and see the farmed road for the month. So the farmed road has a different look this month. It looks like they're putting the Paul Stulac band on the cigars. So normally they just come simply unbanded, but now Privada's starting to put their own bands. I'm assuming their own bands on these cigars, which is a pretty dope concept, because I don't know if you've ever been to like a part of a wine club where that you can get some really exclusive wines that don't have the original label of that wine, such as CH Wine, Cameron Hughes Wines. He puts his own labels on the wines, but he's getting premium high class Napa Valley wines that you would not be able to get. And they don't want their wine to spoil. They have too much stock. They don't want to sell it at like wholesale prices to the public. So they sell it to him, Cameron Hughes, and then he slaps his label on it and he's able to sell it. You're getting premium wine with his label on it. I think that's where Privada's going with their labeling of farmed road. You know, normally if you check out these videos, I don't spend tons of time on the farmed road because they're unbanded. They recently started kind of putting more identification on them, which makes it a little easier when I go to smoke these 2 months later. Like, well, which one is this? Because my humidor is pretty freaking big and I got 200 cigars in there, and I finally dig out a farmed road cigar to smoke it, and I have no clue what month it came from, what number it is. So I'm glad that they're kind of slowly but surely stepping it up a little bit with this farmed road. So they have some spotlight notes here. So these cigars in this box are a testament to what Paul has created. They now live in Nicaragua full time and make cigars at his factory. So they made a special place in Privada's story, and he's extremely proud and honored to offer you these cigars in the farmed road. I think it's pretty obvious these cigars are worth their shelf price, but once in a while, through compassion and love, you get a great situation. And he says, we are Privada Farmed Road Fridays. It's crazy, man, because these are going to be these type of connoisseur type cigars that I'm definitely going to enjoy smoking. They have evening. The first one here is labeled as evening. There isn't quite a way to distinguish which one is which other than just looking at the gauge, which he doesn't even have the gauge on. Actually, yeah, he does have the gauge. So 6.5 by 54, 6 by 48, and a 6 by 54. So that's kind of leads you, helps you determine which one you're smoking. But listen, just do it, man. I'm telling you, join Privada Cigar Club, go all in. Their website is open. They are still rocking and rolling, taking new people. And that was the thing, is that for the longest time, Privada Cigar Club was closed. This cigar is really musky. I kind of like it. It does really give me like a real like early morning barn vibe. Like a real like, I don't know how to describe it. It just gives me a vibe like, hey, go out there and feed them horses. Oh, and by the way, you know, make sure you close the hay pen back up because they'll eat and eat and eat. Definitely give me those vibes. That's it. That's it for this month. Privada Cigar Club. If you don't know, join them. I'm A-okay with giving them $50 a month plus shipping and getting this type of quality every single month. It is fine with me. I have zero complaints. So in the meantime, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I think I'm going to do another one of those sip and see with me type things. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up. Let YouTube know that they need to spread this around a little bit so other folks can see the videos. And leave a comment below. Let me know. Are you going to join Privada Cigar Club? Is it something that's like, I'm already down with another club? In the meantime, we'll speak soon.